This is Rachel from Girls Run the World, and thanks for joining me for Mat on Monday, our short sequence focusing on a different part of the body every Monday to help you recover from your long run or ride, usually that takes place on Sunday, or just if you've been sitting down a lot in the office. So today we're going to focus on the hips. So all you need to do is come to a seated position. If you find that you're really slumping like that, you can just put a block or a book underneath your bottom to help elevate your seat so you're not crouched. And I'll show you from the side, hunched like this, you get a bit of a straighter spine. Then you're going to bring your feet right out so they sit underneath your knees. So if you had your yoga mat the other way around to me, lengthways, aim to get your feet right to the edges of the mat. So we're going to start, you can start either foot forward, it doesn't really matter, and you're creating a kind of square, what they call square pose in yin yoga. So you should feel that already a little bit through your hips either side. You can take it further by coming down and just resting down. You can have a cushion for your head, or a block or a bolster, or just let your head hang. Keep your feet, try and keep thinking about flexing, but you'll also get this stretch down your ankles as well. This is one of my favourite poses for really easing out the hips after a long ride, and that can release the lower back as well. So just coming forward. If you find you don't feel anything from this and you're very flexible through your hips, you can flex a foot, bring it on top of your other knee. So if you're like me and your hips are really tight and your legs up here, don't do that. Keep it down on the floor. If your knee comes flat to that foot, then you can keep it there and then go forward. Otherwise, it's a bit too much pressure through your knees and through your ankles, and it'll be excruciating through your hips as well. So just come into the position here, focus on your inhale and exhale, just releasing off through that hip, glute med, glute max and minimus, all those three glute muscles that should help drive your cycling and running, and if they don't drive your cycling and running, they will probably be overworked for some reason. So whichever the case, stretching your hips is fantastic to do. So this is something you can do easily in front of the TV, listening to a podcast, reading your book, or just switch off and take the time to relax. So you can stay in this position for as long as you like. We're just going to take 10 more breaths here. Really focusing on trying to release the inner thighs and sinking in to the floor. Make sure you're not holding any tension through your shoulders or your jaw. You can try and put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth to help relax the jaw. And so you walk your hands up or take your foot off your knee, and all you're going to do, maybe rotate the foot a couple of times either side so you can release that off, and then switch sides. So again, set up, take your feet as far out as possible so they're sitting under your knees. So you can see the difference here. If I'm just sitting cross-legged, there's a massive difference to where my feet are there to if I take them right out to sit underneath my knees and then come forward and down. You'll probably find one side feels tighter than the other. So if you were to continue this stretching and do it every day, even if it was just for 1 minute, you could potentially do something like 30 seconds on your looser side, 1 minute on the other, and do it that way. So that'd be 90 seconds, not 1 minute. It's a really nice one even to just do it before bed, just really relaxing into it. Drop your head. Let's focus on 10 more breaths again. Release the tension from your jaw, from your inside thighs. Make sure you're not lifting up the legs to try and get out of that relaxation through the hips, through the back. Last couple of breaths. Slowly come up. So you're welcome to stay in that stretch for longer if that's working for you. Otherwise, it's a great hip stretch to use, and you can also check out, we've got a 2-week program, 14-day yoga for rigid runners program on our premium platform, which includes a whole 10-minute session on your hips. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and if you've got any other stretch that or a part of the body that you really want a bit of focus on, let us know in the comments.